Welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all North and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your question to our presenter at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at CACRAO.org. The presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at this time at the same website, CACRAO.org. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters.
Thank you. All right, I'm going to get my screen up for you guys. Perfect. So this is, like she said, the South Carolina Lowcountry Colleges and Universities panel. We have a great presentation put together for you guys today from 4 different Lowcountry universities and colleges. The first is going to be Charleston Southern University, which is where I'm from. And then I'm going to also pass it off to College of Charleston, the Citadel, and the University of South Carolina, Beaufort. We'll hop on into the Charleston Southern University presentation. Again, I'm Brittany Watkins. I'm from Charleston Southern University. I am the Assistant Director for Undergraduate Admissions at CSU. And we're just going to chat through some of the highlights of Charleston Southern and give you just kind of a general overview. I'd love to follow up with any of you that have additional questions after the presentation. A little bit about CSU. We are a private Christian university in Charleston, South Carolina. We are about 15 minutes from downtown Charleston. We do have about 3,400 students. And so we are a larger private institution. We do have students from 41 states and 21 countries represented. So we have a pretty diverse student body. We have over 60 degree programs. We'll talk about our top 5 here in just a minute. We are NCAA Division I. We compete in the Big South Conference in athletics. Our student to faculty ratio is 12:1. So we do have a small class size at CSU. So you're not just a number at CSU. Our professors do try to take the time to get to know you on a more personal level than you would get at a larger institution. We're going to talk through our top 5 programs. These are the programs that have the most students at CSU. This isn't this is just a general overview of the top 5, but I'll talk through just a little bit about each major. Our nursing major is our top program at CSU. We do accept 60 students into our nursing program every fall and spring. We have clinicals at a lot of the different Lowcountry, Tri-County hospitals, so Rutgers St. Francis, Medical University of South Carolina, Trident Hospital. You get a great experience and you get a lot of different rotations while you're a nursing student at CSU. Our business college is another top program at CSU. We have a ton of different emphases that you can choose from. For example, entrepreneurship and or financial management. You do have to complete 2 internships at CSU before you graduate, and the professors are really great about helping you to connect with businesses and get those experiences before you graduate. Education, we do get you in the classroom during your first year at CSU, which is specific to our program. We do place you at the schools all throughout the Lowcountry, so you'll get a great experience in that program. Kinesiology is what most students do if they want to go on to physical therapy school or maybe do athletic training. We do have a 3+2 program with a master's in athletic training that you can do at CSU. And then biology, a lot of students do pre-professional biology if they want to go over to med school. And we have great partnerships with the universities for medical school as well. A little bit about our campus life. We do have intramural sports, and maybe you don't want to participate in college level athletics, but you still want to play sports at CSU. You can get involved in our intramural sports. We also have campus ministries. We are a Christian university, so we highly encourage students to get involved in campus ministries at CSU. That can look like going to our student-led worship service, Elevate, on Thursday nights, or getting involved in a small group, discipleship group with about 10 students. We have over 50 clubs and organizations. We do also have fraternities and sororities. These are going to be service-based. You won't see any fraternity or sorority houses on our campus, but you can get involved in those and still have the same experience that you would at another university. Study abroad opportunities. I had an intern who actually studied in Austria a few semesters ago. We have a lot of different partnerships all over the world for you to get that experience with. We have internship opportunities. Again, you have to complete 2 before you graduate. And we also have Army and Air Force ROTC. We are one of 11 institutions in the state of South Carolina that has a Teaching Fellows program as well. If you're interested in coming and visiting CSU, we would love to have you on campus. You can go to our website, charlestonsouthern.edu, schedule a personal visit if you click visit at the top of that website. We do also have First Look, our open house event that's happening on November 14th and March 27th. And then CSU One Day on October 21st, which is our faculty showcase. You get to hear a few different lectures and just kind of see what it's like to be a CSU student. Our application is currently free on our website. You just go to charlestonsouthern.edu, click apply at the top. We are test optional for this upcoming fall semester. So we are looking for at least a 3.0 unweighted GPA. If you have less than a 3.0 unweighted, we will ask you to submit test scores. Depending on your GPA, we also may ask for those additional documents that you see listed there. We have tons of financial aid available at CSU. We have institutional aid. We do accept all state and federal aid, and then any outside scholarships that you are eligible for. You also are eligible for loans if you need that to help cover costs of tuition or room and board. You can see our costs from the 2021 school year listed down at the bottom. For federal aid, we do encourage every student to file a FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. It does come available for our seniors this October 1st, so it's coming up quickly. Make sure you're going to fafsa.ed.gov to complete that. There are some websites that will ask you to pay for the FAFSA. It is the free application, so make sure you're not paying for that. We do encourage you to file your FAFSA as close to October 1st as possible. And that's it for Charleston Southern. We would love to discuss any further questions that you have for us, and we will hop on the Q&A at the end. And Debbie, I'm going to pass it on to you.
Thank you so much, Brittany. I'm going to share my screen now. Can you see my presentation?
We can.
All right, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Debbie Counts, and I work at the College of Charleston. I'm one of the directors in the Office of Admission and excited to be with you today. I want to share a few fun facts about the College of Charleston. As many of you know, we are a public university focusing on the liberal arts and sciences. We have close to 10,000 students enrolled with about 140 undergraduate majors and minors for students. In addition, we have about 240 clubs and organizations for our students. As you can see from the slide, we have students coming from 48 states and 62 countries. And we also, I want to share with you, were able to celebrate our 250th birthday. So we were really excited that COVID did not interfere with that this year. Additionally, I want to share with you a new program we have in conjunction with the University of South Carolina Upstate. It is a nursing degree program. The program is 5 years. Students will start the program this year, starting with 3 years at the College of Charleston, and then they will move up to USC Upstate to finish out. They will receive a BA in biology from the college with a BSN from USC Upstate. If you want any more information about that, please reach out to me. Also, I wanted to share with you our deadline dates for this year. We're super excited to say that our deadlines have not changed much with one exception. This year, our early decision, which is binding, the deadline is October 15th with the hopes of getting a decision out by December 1st. Early action deadline and regular notification deadlines are the same. Early action being December 1st, regular notification being February 15th. Please know that we are going to do all that we can to get out our early action decisions, as many as possible, prior to this Christmas break. In addition, if students are interested in scholarships, merit-based, they should apply by February the 15th. The Honors College deadline is pretty much the same. If you apply by December 1st, you should receive a decision by February 15th. How do you apply at the College of Charleston? We've got a couple of ways to do that. You can use our CFC application, which is really simple, or you can use Common App. We've been on the Common App platform since last year. In addition, you will need to submit, we're wanting you to upload your high school transcripts so that we have that information almost immediately. Also, as other schools during this pandemic, we have decided to be test optional with a few exceptions. Those students who are homeschooled or work at a self-paced will not be able to apply test optional. We ask students who have strong test scores to please submit those, because you probably, if you're a South Carolina resident, you will probably need them for South Carolina State Merit Scholarships. Also, I wanted to share with you tonight our profile for our in-state and out-of-state students who came in. This is our middle 50% range. This is not something that you have to really worry about, but we want to give you an indication of what our class looked like this past year. So for in-state students coming in, they had an average SAT of 1060 to 1230, an ACT of 20 to 27. And for out-of-state students, 1080 to 1230 with an ACT of 22 to 28. We are in our second year of offering Cougar Advantage to all South Carolina public high school students who are in the top 10% of their class. If you're in the top 10% of your class, regardless of your test score or GPA, you will automatically be admitted to the College of Charleston. A caveat to that is if you're Pell eligible, you could be eligible to receive up to the full cost of tuition. This is a renewable scholarship for 3 years, and after you earn 60 credit hours, you will be awarded $2,000 so that you're able to study abroad. This is a great opportunity for our South Carolina public school students. Our profile for the Honors College, and yes, we do have an Honors College. This was our profile for this past year, about a 1270 to 1400 for students coming in. For the SAT, the middle range for the ACT was 29 to 31, and the in-state weighted GPA was 4.86 with an out-of-state GPA of 4.13. Teacher recommendations are necessary, as well as a resume and an honors essay. When applying to the college, essays are optional. I failed to mention this earlier. Essays are optional, but we strongly encourage students to submit us a writing sample, especially if you're looking to be test optional. If you're interested in more information about the Honors College, you're definitely welcome to reach out to Elizabeth Roberts for her contact information, and I can share that later if you would like. We do offer merit, financial aid and merit-based scholarships. Students who are applying test optional will not be penalized as it relates to merit-based scholarship this year. But I definitely encourage students to give us all of the information that we're requiring so that we can ensure that merit-based scholarships go out to the students who are most deserving. And that would include a writing sample. So please make sure you do the essay or the personal statement when you're doing the application. In addition, as we've had in many years, we have a bridge program with Trident Technical College for those students who may not be able to be admitted during our regular process. We do encourage students to consider our bridge program. Every year it's growing, and it's definitely a great program for students. It's only a 1 semester commitment at the end of the first semester if you're admitted through the bridge program and you decide to attend. As long as you have a 2.6 GPA, you will automatically be able to start in the spring of your freshman year on campus. The great thing about our bridge program is that you're living on campus with other CFC students taking classes on campus that are being taught by faculty from Trident Technical College. There are visit options available to students. We know that the pandemic has put a lot of stress and strain on how to be able to visit the college campuses. We have a great virtual visitor center that students are able to visit and be able to sign up for one-on-one chats for counselors throughout. There is an opportunity to take a virtual tour. We're hoping that we'll be able to bring students back on campus and their families for virtual tours in the coming days, but we're wanting to hold off to make sure that we have everything in place and that we can provide a very safe environment for that. Here is a listing of your South Carolina counselors. If you're from South Carolina, if there's anyone from North Carolina, I can definitely share Hannah Freilich's information with you as it relates to your North Carolina representative. If you want to get in touch with us, this is another way that you can do this by emailing CFC admissions.edu. We'll definitely reach out to you. You can call, you can reach out to me. Our contact information will be available at the end of this presentation. I'll turn it over to the Citadel now. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys for joining us on the call. I'm going to take just a second and share my screen. My name is Greg Daly. I'm one of the Associate Directors of Admissions here at the Citadel. You can see my contact information on the screen. If you have any questions after the presentation, feel free to call or email me or just visit the website, and you can maybe schedule a Zoom meeting with me through my contact information on the website. A few quick facts about the Citadel. Yes, we are a senior military college located here in Charleston, South Carolina. We have approximately 2,300 total cadets on our campus with a 12-to-1 faculty-student ratio. We are a senior military college, but that does not mean that you have to commission into the military after graduation, although roughly 1 in 3 of our cadets do. So if anyone has an interest in serving their country, this is an excellent starting point for you. Our average classroom size is roughly 21, and we have about students studying in roughly 23 countries on study abroad. We got some good news this morning. For the 10th year in a row, the Citadel was ranked the #1 public college in the South, offering up to master's degrees by US and News World Report. We're also still the #1 best college for veteran students, 11th best value in the South, 6th best teaching undergraduate teaching institution, 12th most innovative school in the South, and we have the #17th best engineering program. Again, for schools offering up to master's degrees. So we're excited about keeping those rankings and improving on some. Application process, we are rolling, which means we don't have a set application deadline. We process applications basically up until the point that our class is full. Our applications typically are open up in August and run through June. Now, to be honest with you, typically after the first of the year, our class is becoming full. So I would encourage you to apply now instead of waiting until after the first of the year. And you can apply simply by going to www.citadel.edu/apply. Average GPA for an incoming cadet is roughly a 3.8. That is a weighted GPA. Average SAT score of 1150. Average ACT score of a 23. Again, those are averages, some above, some below. You can kind of see our application process on the screen now. #1 is completing the application, 2, submitting your high school transcripts. We are test optional this year as well, as a lot of other institutions have gone that route. But you are encouraged to submit test scores for scholarship consideration. Once you complete the application, make sure you're working on the FAFSA. You can see our school code there, 003423. We typically will have an admissions decision to you within 6 to 8 weeks of the application becoming complete. So once we have your application transcripts, and if you're providing test scores and any letters of recommendation, about 6 to 8 weeks, we'll have an admissions decision for you. Majors and minors on the screen. I'll hit a couple of our most popular. Engineering is our most popular major. Now that's all areas of engineering. And then that's followed by our business program. Again, that's all areas of business, and several minors to choose from as well. You're not required to have a minor at the Citadel, but we encourage you to, and you can choose a minor that you feel would go with your major. I always like to pick on our mechanical engineering students. They typically major in mechanical engineering, and then they choose that minor in aerospace science as the first one there, because they would like to go work for a small little airplane company up the road from us, which is called Boeing. I'm sure you all are familiar with that. Big difference between the Citadel and a more traditional college is the fact that you're really getting 2 types of education here at the Citadel. You're getting the academic side of things, which is second to none. And then we have that leadership development. And the slide that you see on the screen now is a picture representation of our leadership development model. You see the words honor, duty, and respect down at the bottom. And those are our core values here at the Citadel. And then above that, you see our 4 pillars: character, academics, military, and fitness. We take a whole person approach here. So it's not just the academics, it's also that character development, the military side of things, which is the attention to detail, and then the fitness portion of it. And then above that, you see the words prepare, engage, serve, and lead. Those represent our classes at the Citadel. Preparing is your first year. We call our first year cadets knobs at the Citadel. Engaging is sophomore year. Serving is junior year, and leading is during the senior year. And I could spend a lot of time on this particular slide, but I won't do that because we're on a time limit. But if you do have any questions about the leadership development model, feel free to reach out to me. ROTC is an important part of what we do at the Citadel. I mentioned earlier, you're not required to commission in the military, but all of our cadets do take ROTC while you're here. And that's a part of the leadership education. Now we do commission folks into all 5 service branches. We do have Army, Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps ROTC programs on campus. And then we also have an auxiliary Coast Guard detachment for our cadets who may be interested in careers in the United States Coast Guard. Take a little bit of time, pull out your phone. I've got a little QR code here. Simply just pull up your camera on your phone, point it at the screen, and it will take you to our application. And not just the application, if you would like to create a profile and get on our mailing list, you can also, it will take you to the site that you can create that profile on as well. And again, if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. You can find a lot of information on our website, citadel.edu, and then you see the application site. And then if you would like to schedule a visit, we are doing in-person visits. You can simply go to www.prenob.com to schedule that particular visit. But this time I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Matt Cash from USC Beaufort.
Hey, thanks, Greg. Hey, everyone. This is Matt Cash with USC Beaufort. Appreciate y'all joining us this evening. I'm just pulling up my screen right now. And my contact information is right here on the front screen. It's cashmj@uscb.edu. You can call or text me. There's my number on the screen as well at 843-540-6940. The University of South Carolina Beaufort is your senior campus of the University of South Carolina system, located in the South Carolina coastal Lowcountry. Just some quick facts about the university. We trace our heritage back to the 1795 founding of Beaufort College. In 1959, we joined the University of South Carolina system. And then in 2004, we opened our campus, which is our main campus located in Bluffton, South Carolina. The past few years have seen lots of development. In 2018, we revitalized our Beaufort campus, located right in the historic district. And then in 2019, we opened our Center for Hospitality Management directly on Hilton Head Island. And we'll cover those a little bit more shortly. Student profile, you're looking about 2,100 students total, representing 36 states and 10 countries. We have a little over 1,000 students living on campus. So we actually have the highest ratio of residential students of any campus of the University of South Carolina system. Student faculty ratio is about 16-1. So for a public senior campus, it's a very close-knit learning environment. And as far as being active on campus, we have over 40 different clubs and organizations that you can choose to participate in. We also have 9 different athletic teams where we compete in the NAIA as part of the Sun Conference. So Bluffton is located maybe about an hour and 15 minutes down the coast from Charleston, South Carolina. So we are about 30 minutes before you get to Savannah, Georgia. So we have 3 locations in the coastal Sea Islands. And I will highlight them here. So our main campus, again, is in Bluffton. It is a 200-acre campus situated near the gateway to Hilton Head Island. We offer 10 different residence halls there, multiple dining options, including the main dining hall, but then also some smaller like quick grab and go type things. There's a Starbucks on campus and those types of smaller operations as well. We have a campus center, which is over 20,000 square feet, which is kind of the home of campus activities. So lots of the residence life offices, clubs, and organizations will often frequent that area. And then recently we opened a brand new 26,000 square foot recreation center as well. So if you're interested in intramural athletics or working out in the student fitness center, taking yoga classes or anything along those lines, we do have locations for that in Bluffton. So the Beaufort campus is where we were originally founded. It is in the historic Beaufort downtown waterfront. It is home to our Beaufort College Honors Program. Then also majors that are offered there are history, marine biology, and visual art and design. And like I said, the most recent addition to campus is the Hilton Head Island campus, which is located right near the entrance for the Sea Pines Resort. Again, that is primarily a junior and senior level degree completion campus for our hospitality majors. It is designed to be a working event and conference center. That way our students, whether they're interning on the island, they can also choose to work events and learn the management techniques and that type of thing where they're taking their classes as well. It also includes a beverage lab as well as a demonstration kitchen. So academic majors, by the time you factor in various concentration areas, we offer about 30 different programs of study. Primarily, we're broken up into 3 schools. So you have the School of Humanities and Social Sciences. So that's going to cover everything from communication studies, like maybe if you're interested in a career in journalism or public relations, something along those lines. All the way to English degrees, maybe if you're interested in teaching or going into professional or creative writing, and then social science programs as well. So human services, psychology, and sociology are all very, very popular programs as well, plus the visual art and design. Beaufort is actually one of the top small art cities on the East Coast. So lots of different galleries that the art students get to maybe display some of their work, or maybe if they're interested in, they love studying art, but they're also interested in more of like a curatorial role or something along those lines. School of Science and Mathematics is home to our biology program, computational and information science and technology, and then mathematical sciences as well. We have a couple options if you're interested in teaching at the high school level in both secondary education, biology, and in math. And then another widely popular school is the School of the Professions. So that is going to house business administration, which in addition to our biology program is one of our largest majors on campus. It also has early childhood and elementary education that houses the hospitality management program, as well as nursing, another top program on campus, in addition to public health. You'll have a list of our minors there. So we have about 20 different options that you can choose from. It's not a requirement to participate in a minor. We also have a listing of our pre-professional tracks. So if you're interested in preparing for graduate level study in things like medicine or law or something along those lines, we do have advisement tracks where you're going to work very closely with your academic advisor to make sure if you're interested in pursuing a graduate degree or medical school or something along those lines, that you're taking the right courses that will help best prepare you to sit for any entrance examinations that you may have to take, as well as meeting any additional course requirements that you might have to complete in order to be eligible. So residence and campus life, we are fully residential. Like I said earlier, our campus housing is set up as more traditional apartment style living. So it's not necessarily dorms or suites. Think of it as a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment. So each person has their own private bedroom within there, and then it's 2 bathroom areas on opposite ends. So lots of space for folks. It's fully furnished as well. So it comes equipped with full kitchen. All major appliances are included as well. Lots of different clubs and organizations to participate in if you're interested in Greek life and fraternities and sororities, or political groups, performing clubs, student-led ensembles like bands and that kind of stuff. Really strong opportunities for you there, as well as campus-led student programming. So Student Life Office will often put together different campus boards that will be the ones to decide what bands come to campus, comedians, and that kind of stuff. And then, like I said, we also compete in the NAIA and the Sun Conference, fielding 9 different athletic programs. Campus resources. One of the most popular offices that we try and steer students toward is going to be the Student Success Center. So that is going to be the office from start to finish that helps coordinate academic advisement to make sure that you're taking the right classes in order to best prepare you to complete your degree, as well as career services to help you plan on what to do after graduation. So they are going to be the office that plans resume writing workshops. They're going to be the office that helps prepare mock interviews for you, and those types of things. Then there's also our Office of Counseling and Accessibility Services, which is a super responsive office on our campus. So if there are any kind of documented learning disabilities or accommodations that a student might need, or if they feel like they really need to reach out and talk to someone on campus, we offer all of those as well. So we're going to jump into some quick admission requirements. So for first-time freshman applicants, in addition to completing the online application for admission, you just need to submit your official high school transcript with that. And our application does allow you to upload that along with your application. However, you can go ahead and submit the application to get that through. The USCB is test optional for this coming academic year, so they are not required. They are not going to be listed as a requirement on your checklist, so it won't be anything that we have to make a waiver for. It's just not required. Now, you are encouraged to submit them if you will need those to qualify for any state-funded scholarships, especially in South Carolina residents. So just make sure that you keep that in mind. But as far as for getting an initial admissions decision, you really just need to submit your official high school transcript. So some quick information about scholarships for South Carolina residents. We do offer Life Plus and Palmetto Fellows Plus. So if you are eligible for either of those state-funded scholarships, we have an additional $2,000 per academic year that we can award you on top of the portion that is awarded to you from the state of South Carolina. And those are renewable up to all 4 years of attendance as well. So basically, as long as you meet initial eligibility for Life or Palmetto Fellows, then you can receive that as a first-time freshman to us. And then as long as you maintain your status with those state-funded scholarships, then you can qualify for those up to all 4 years of attendance. Now, I know that we have some students that are watching us from North Carolina. So if you were worried about being a public institution and maybe there's a difference in between in-state and out-of-state tuition, we do offer a residential scholarship. So that is going to be for students that graduate high school with a 3.0 GPA, or they have a 1050 on the SAT, or a 21 on the ACT. You just need to meet one of those 3 academic requirements. And as long as you are living in on-campus housing with us, then we have, it's roughly $11,000 valued in scholarship awards that basically takes you down to what an in-state resident would pay. And that is also renewable up to all 4 years of attendance as long as you're enrolled in, basically as a full-time student, you maintain a 2.5 GPA and you continue to live in on-campus housing. If you're interested in pursuing admission to the Beaufort College Honors Program, we do also offer $2,000 in scholarship awards to those students as well. So basically, you just need to be accepted and enrolled into the Beaufort College Honors Program, which has an admission deadline of December 1st, and reside in on-campus housing to receive that award. As far as your next steps, apply at uscb.edu/apply. The application is live now. Now, if you're a high school junior and you're being a little bit proactive in researching opportunities for next year, we usually launch our applications on August 1st. Over the summer in between junior and senior year. So seniors for this year, the application is live and ready for you all to submit. I encourage you all to watch our virtual campus tour. However, we all are also offering in-person visits as well. And you can view those available dates at uscb.edu as well as access the virtual campus tour. And then once you receive your admissions decision, we have some next steps, and we would communicate all of this, of course, with you, but it would include submitting your FAFSA as early as possible so that you can qualify for the best possible scholarship and financial aid package. as well as applying for housing and that type of thing. So we typically advise students, try to get your all academic credentials to us before winter break. That way you are ready to hit the ground running once we launch a lot of the next step type processes in the first of the year. So with that, I am sharing the contact info for all panelists today on this screen. So thanks to Brittany, Debbie, and Greg for joining us. I'm going to turn it back over. I'm going to keep sharing my screen, but Brittany is going to field any questions and answers that we have.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Matt. We are so excited that you guys have joined us today. We haven't received any questions in the Q&A, so if you do have any questions for any of the institutions, or maybe just a general question about college applications or anything, feel free to pop that question in the Q&A and I will ask our panelists. Awesome. So we do have, if everybody will join us on a screen. We do have one question submitted about early admissions. So on our panel, who has an early admissions decision?
So I can start with us. We actually start issuing decisions on September 23rd. So that's not necessarily a deadline, but we want students to know where they stand fairly early on. So each week we will send a round of decisions. That way, if a student has something that maybe they need to work on, or maybe shift a class around or something along those lines, it gives them time to do that. So it's not necessarily an early action deadline for general admission, but it does, we'll let you know early on. Usually within 5 business days, we'll have a decision ready for a file.
Sure.
We are going to deliver decisions. The deadline for early action is December 1. The deadline for early decision, which is binding at the College of Charleston, those decisions will be available on December 1st for our students. Early action decisions will be released sometime in January, but we're very hopeful that we're able to get those decisions before the holiday break. So just keep in mind, the sooner you submit your application and submit the materials that we've requested, possibly the sooner you'll get your decision. We're not a rolling campus. We do have dates that we have to follow so that we are sure, it can ensure that we are doing the right thing and reviewing the applications to the best of our ability.
At the Citadel, we are rolling admissions. We're already sending out admissions decisions. Right now, it's give us about 2 weeks and we'll have a decision to you one way or the other. But as we move forward into the year, it can take a little longer, anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks to send out an admissions decision.
Great, and CSU is very similar to the Citadel. We are a rolling admissions process, so our application opened on August 1st. We started making decisions last week, so if you've already applied, you can expect to receive your admission decision within 2 weeks, as long as we've received all of your required documents for that application. All right, our next question is, can each panelist repeat whether they have a study abroad program at their university or college? I'll go ahead and answer for Charleston Southern. We do have a study abroad program at CSU. I've had interns that have gone to Austria, have gone to China. We do have programs all over the world. And if we haven't had a program set up with the country that you're interested in studying in, we will set that up for you. So we have a specific staff member who is over our study abroad program.
I'll go next. At the College of Charleston, we have about 85 study abroad programs. We do have an international education office that coordinates all of our study abroad opportunities for students. If there's a program or a place that a student would like to visit or study at, they can definitely work with our study abroad office and they will help you get that set up. We have opportunities that are led by faculty. Students can do exchange programs or create their own opportunity. There are definitely ways for students to go abroad, and we also have scholarship funding for students who want to go abroad. All they have to do is complete an application and go abroad.
The Citadel also has study abroad opportunities. We have students in over 20 countries studying abroad. as encouraged, you can study abroad for a semester, for over the summer, depending on the program that you're interested in. And we also have scholarship funds available for study abroad as well.
Yes, and same with USCB. We do offer study abroad opportunities. Now, a lot of our programs, as a smaller campus, we don't necessarily have a centralized office that coordinates it. However, each academic department does have opportunities for their students to travel. Some of the most popular would be, of course, hospitality management, because one of our focuses within that program is going to be international hotel management. So we have lots of exchange programs set up specifically, just as an example with that program, but also nursing also does a lot of travel abroad opportunities as well. But of course, departments like world languages and those majors and minors too have really strong connections with their students. So again, it's like the other panelists were saying, if it's something that you're interested in, we don't necessarily immediately offer a direct pipeline there. We can definitely get to work on making that happen for you.
Awesome, thank you guys. Another question that came up is specific to USCB. Matt, do y'all accept the common application?
We are not on the Common App. So basically you would go to uscb.edu/apply to start the application process there. But it is just a centralized login, and it's a fairly expedited application, so it won't take you too long to create that from scratch. And it does have opportunities for you to log back in and check your status through that.
Wonderful. That's all the questions. Oh, we just had one come through, never mind. We have a question, what's the difference between rolling and binding admissions? Debbie, do you want to explain binding admissions?
I'm sorry. Oh, yes.
Oh,
so
okay.
Binding, let me take a swig.
You're fine. I'll go ahead and explain rolling while you're doing that. So a rolling admissions process means that we don't have harsh deadlines. So our application will open at a specific date and time, and it will stay open until either the class is full or the semester starts. So for CSU, for instance, we have a rolling admissions process, and we usually don't completely fill our class until the first week of classes at CSU, which is usually the third week in August, depending on the coronavirus and the current status of the pandemic. But rolling admissions means that we will accept you up until classes start or the class is full.
So the question was about a binding application. So we do at the College of Charleston have a binding application. The deadline is October 15th. And what that means is if you apply and you apply with the binding application, if you're admitted, we expect for you to attend. You would sign a contract upon completing your application, and we would hold you to enrolling with us in the fall. So you need to be really careful about applying binding. There are some exceptions probably in all cases, but we definitely, when you do apply a binding, we definitely expect for you to be enrolling with us. If you want to ask any more questions or you have any concerns about that, please definitely reach out to me and I'll be happy to assist you.
In USCB, we are rolling admissions. The program where we're similar to Charleston Southern is going to be our Honors College application. We will continue to evaluate applications for that after their December 1st deadline, but it's ultimately up until the class is full. But for admission to USCB overall, we're rolling.
Wonderful. Well, that seems to be any other questions from our participants before we have 1 minute left. So ask while you can. I think we're done. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming today, and you'll see our contact information. Feel free to reach out to us if you do have any additional questions.
Thank you all so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you very much for joining us. Hope you got all of your questions answered. If not, feel free to contact any of us.
Thank you all and have a great evening. The facilitator is just a few housekeeping items, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is only one of many other available presentations that you can sign up for at www.cacrao.org. That's www.cacrao.org. And at the end, after you close this window, you will receive a short survey, and we do ask that you complete it so that we can get your feedback on the presentation. Thank you so much for joining us.